So we can share this. Joni, can you see my screen? Okay, so you can kind of see the presentation. Everybody can see that. Thumbs up. Yes. Okay, awesome. Okay. So again, my intention is if there's enough newer people at the beginning of the month, we'll do one of these every month. And then the next week, we'll typically have a nutrition and mindset call that's open to everybody like we had last month. And we'll do at least 2 of those every month. So we'll be having a new client call for you guys as coaches to invite to, but then we'll also have our mindset and nutrition call at least twice a month. If there's a huge interest, then we can do it every week. This month is a little bit harder just because I am on vacation. Summers are harder because people are traveling and doing other things. Lita says she'll be prepared with clothes on next time. That's no worries. I totally get that. Oopsie. Here we go. So this starts with your why. And you guys that are coaches, same thing. Like your coaching journey starts with like your why, and your why is what's going to keep you going. And I know, Lita, I'm going to pick on you a little bit because I know you and I went pretty deep with this, and me and Joni did too. And the way that I coach my clients through this is that you want to figure out what your why is that can make you cry. Like what is going to, when you don't feel like getting up in the morning, what is going to be that thing that, makes you get up and get going? What is that thing that's going to make you want to send out the invitations or show up on social media? Joni, can I share a little bit of your story? Yep. So for Joni, she has a special needs son and she's a single mom. So she needs to be her best for him and for herself, right? So we kind of dug deep a little bit on our new coach call this past weekend. And for some of us, our children are our why, sometimes more even than just for ourselves. So for her, like we just kept asking why. And I asked Lita to do the same thing. Like, I want to lose weight. Why? I want more energy. Why do you want more energy? Just kind of keep asking several layers, almost like 7 layers of why as to why you want to lose weight. Why do you want to be part of this group? Why do you want to coach? Why do you want to do gut health, right? So this is a little bit more about my gut health journey here, but I didn't want to be in pain anymore. I mean, I had like chronic hip and right knee pain. Really had no idea that it was related to my gut health until it went away when I started my gut health journey. I didn't want to deal with embarrassing gas anymore, the kind that's really, really, really rotten. And I wanted to prove that I could stick to it. I also wanted to have my, when I first started this journey, it was to have energy to play with my kids. And I want to run faster and see what kind of athlete this helps me become. So that's another, like that's an example of a why that somebody shared with the group earlier. So if you haven't done this exercise, or if you're a coach with some clients, I would highly encourage you to dig deep with them and just ask them to go through this, even if they just journal on their own. Lita took the time to journal on her own. Joni and I went through it together on our new coach call this past weekend. Get the most out of your group. So check in. I encourage people to check in at least twice a day. You really, if you are intentional, and maybe set a 2-minute timer on your phone, check in the morning, check in before bed. That way you can check in the morning and kind of answer the post or just engage on the post that's up there. And then in the evening, you can drop your food tracker. I can't coach you. Your coach cannot coach you if you're not sharing your nutrition and sharing your accountability. You guys all paid to be in this group and are paying for Beachbody programs and products and things for this accountability. So we can't hold you accountable if you're not showing up. Like I can text you, I can email you, I can tag you in the group, but if you're not showing up, we're not going to be able to coach you and help you get the results that you want. Along with that, you're not going to get results if you're not tracking your food, because how do you know it's working? Okay. Gut Health has a great food tracker. Portion Fix has a great food tracker. To Be Mindset has a beautiful journal. All of the trackers can be printed. Gut Health does not have a digital tracker yet, but you can use the Portion Fix one in the BOD app. And I'll show you a picture of that here in a little bit. But you need to be tracking your food on a day-to-day basis. I am, this is 6 months into my gut health journey, and I'm still tracking my food every day because I'm still tweaking things and figuring out like what I can add in in a way that makes my body still feel good and what doesn't. And it's not all from the food list. Like some things are bothering me, I'm finding, that aren't on the food list. Like salmon can be a highly reactive food. That wasn't on Autumn's food list, but I'm finding that I may be sensitive to salmon, but I wouldn't know that if I wasn't tracking it. So track your food, show up in the group every day with your accountability. If you want some ideas on how to do that, you can look at mine. Alex tracks very consistently. Lead is our accountability winner this week. She's been tracking. And it can be whatever you want to share. But if you're not sharing what you're eating, then your coach and I can't coach you with nutrition, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. And nutrition is where your weight loss is going to happen. You can also log your workouts and your shakes and your nutrition. I also want to empower everybody, even if you're not a coach, to share whatever you feel compared to share in the group. The Wellness Studio is not the Jen show. It's not the Joni show. It's not the Alex show. It's all of us. It is a community. And I want every single person in that group to feel empowered to share a picture of their dog, share a picture of their kids exercising with them, share a recipe, share a quote that spoke to you, share something that you journaled about that day, share a self-limiting belief that you overcame. Please feel empowered to share in there, because the more that we share, the more we can celebrate each other. And I tell you, there is not enough celebration and out there in the world right now. We all need some more positivity in our world, and it can start with calls like this, and it can start with groups like ours. Scroll the feed and give someone love. Like one of the things that I started tracking daily after listening to the podcast I'm listening, or the book that I'm listening to now, is random acts of kindness. And like I do that every day when I check in with you all in the group, but you guys do that. Like I don't have to be the only one doing that as the lead coach in the group. Like log in there and give each other some love and shout outs. I know in our private text threads that we have, the group text threads, that we're celebrating and lifting Annie up right now because she lost her job and she's been doing some interviews, and there's no reason that we can't do that in the group. So take some time to, if somebody posts something, post their accountability, then just shout them out too. Try to think of ways that you can bring some random act of kindness to your life, because not only is it going to benefit the other person, but it's really going to help you too. Any questions about that? You guys can always drop something in the chat. I can't see the chat when I'm sharing my screen with us, but we can always come back to any questions. I don't want you guys to forget your questions. Oopsie, wrong way. So just kind of where to find everything. I think like most of you guys have been here that are on the call have been here for a little bit, but if you're in the 4-week gut protocol, this is showing it on your phone. This is where the lessons are. You just go to that specific program and your lessons will be under lessons. There's also bonus material and recipes. Same thing with Portion Fix. You're going to go to Portion Fix under nutrition and start with lessons and start going through rail number 1. Same thing with To Be Mindset. All of our programs are set up the exact same way, even the workout programs. The Wellness Studio is where you go for your community and support. We do have, just so you know, we do have a BOD group. It is run the exact same way as the Facebook group, but there's just not as many people in there and it's just not as engaging. So if you feel a desire to be off of Facebook, or if you are a coach bringing on clients that refuses to get on Facebook, then we can definitely support them in the Wellness Studio. The same posts go up every day. It's just not as engaging as the Facebook group is right now. But the Wellness group is where the Wellness Studio, the Facebook group, is where you show up every day and log your accountability, and make sure that you're using all of the resources that are provided in that group. If you guys have not checked out the file section or the guides, we have 2 new guides that have been shared in there that I put together. It is a gut health prep guide and a Portion Fix prep guide as well. And all of you that are on here that are doing, Joni and Michelle, I think you're getting the emails, and Lita, you're getting the Portion Fix emails. So we have those available in the guide section. So make sure, coaches, as you're bringing people on and you're figuring out what nutrition plan to start people with, make sure you're tagging them in the prep information as well. And then the very far on the right here is tracking your progress in the BOD app. So if you go to your app store in Beachbody On Demand and download the BOD app, you can not only stream your workouts from there, you can download your workouts to the app and play them without Wi-Fi. So like when we go to the mountains with spotty Wi-Fi, I will download some workouts so that I can do them there. If you want to go do yoga in the park without Wi-Fi, you can download your workouts through Wi-Fi and then play them any place else. You can also take our workouts to the gym if you want, but you can also track your Portion Fix nutrition plan and your To Be mindset in this app. Okay, so when you start down here and you go to tracking, for the first time, it will ask you to pick To Be mindset or Portion Fix, and then I'll walk you through a couple of steps as to how to set it up. And then all you have to do if you want is screenshot this screen and share that in the group if you want to. If you track your food on paper, then just take a picture of the paper. You don't have to type it out. The way that I keep track of my food every single day is in the notes section of my phone. It's labeled accountability and it's pinned to the top. So every single day, it's right here. I typically have the same thing for breakfast and the same thing for lunch multiple times a week. So I have one when I have oatmeal. This is my typical oatmeal breakfast. And then down here, when I have my eggs and my sauteed spinach and my avocado toast, I have another one. And then I'm just tweaking a few things here and there with my accountability. I copy paste and put it right into the group so that I'm not retyping those things over and over again. All right. All right, meal planning. This is an issue that a lot of people have, but just some tips are to just keep it simple. Coaches, when you're talking to your brand new clients, just encourage them to, and I encourage all of you when you're starting with gut health or Portion Fix, just go to the food list. You and your family sit down and have everybody pick out a couple of their favorites. That's what you shop for. And that's what you cook. Keep it super simple. That way you can have a bunch of chicken, a bunch of rice, a bunch of veggies and beans, and you can just kind of put it all together. Don't focus on following an exact meal plan right away until you get through the basics of the nutrition plan. Then you can start following the specific recipes and searching for recipes and kind of figuring out how they fit into your container count or into your plated method. But keep it simple initially. Okay, don't overcomplicate things. If you have kids, if you have a partner or a spouse, get them involved in helping them, allowing them to pick out some of the foods from the food list. The more involved they are, the more likely they are to eat what you're preparing and to eat what you're eating. For us, we do some simple things like if we make something that the kids don't like, or my kids are pretty adventurous, they're 12 and 14. But if we're having something that I know they don't like, then I will typically make an additional veggie side. Like tonight we had cut up watermelon and cucumbers because my daughter doesn't like coleslaw. So those were already cut up because they're part of my prep, but I just put them out there for her to have something extra to have. Prep your food early and plan your meals out. So like every Saturday, Tom and I have coffee on the porch and we just talk about our week. And when we're talking about it, we figure out, do we have any kids activities? Does he have any late work stuff? Do I have any calls or anything that I'm going to be doing? Am I traveling for coaching things? And we just cook once and we eat twice. So we eat leftovers all the time. So we're cooking 3 times a week and then having leftovers the other night. And then we have carry out 1 night a week. He and I typically have the same thing for lunch, like 2 or 3 things throughout the week. We love grilled chicken, grilled fish, grilled shrimp, grilled steak, a big, huge salad. There's some beans in there or a side of potatoes. So just kind of keeping it simple. And breakfast is very, very common and very similar for me. So don't overcomplicate your meal planning and don't be afraid to just eat the same thing a couple of times a week and maybe switch up like your fruits or your veggies or things like that. Prepping your food early, chop your veggies early on. So on Sunday, we plan on Saturday, shop on Saturday, and do some prep on Sunday. So on Sunday, I'm chopping a lot of the vegetables for the meals through the week because I do still work full time and coaching obviously is keeping me busy as well. So I chop as many of the veggies ahead of time as I can on Sunday. All of my produce gets washed on Sunday. Tom is on the grill in the evening almost every Sunday while we're playing in the pool or watching football or doing something. So he will grill multiple proteins on Sunday. So this past weekend, we did some bone-in chicken thighs. He did some chicken sausage for me and some regular hot Italian sausage for him. And then we're going to do like a sheet pan meal this week too. So he grilled everything on Sunday, but we're going to reheat it throughout the week and do some different veggies and sides throughout the week. So that's an option for you too. If you don't like a vegetable, fruit, or meat on the menu, then swap it out with something else. So if you're in a meal plan or looking at a recipe list for gut health, Portion Fix, or To Be, and you're like, oh, that sounds really good, but I don't like spinach. Well, then swap it out for something that you do like. If you don't, or like more likely kale. I don't like kale. We'll swap it out for spinach. So don't be afraid to swap things out if there's things that you don't like. Gut health. And you guys feel free to ask questions because I know that you're brand new to, some of you are brand new to gut health. Again, keep it simple. Week 1 is all cooked veggies. So make sure you're cooking all of your veggies in week 1. That just allows you, your gut to get accommodated to all the extra fiber and plants that you are having. Plan your meals and snacks ahead of time so you don't have to think about what to eat that day, especially with gut health, because you're having so many additional green containers. Anything that's not on plan, guys, for anybody following nutrition, if there's a trigger food in the house, then put it out of sight. Ask the person that's still eating that to hide it from you. So if you don't have the willpower right now, get it out of the house or get it out of sight. Okay. And then ask your family to support you and not leave it in your sight if you have some trigger foods like potato chips or cookies or ice cream or those sorts of things. It's always great to keep some like carrots or sliced veggies on hand to snack on while you're cooking if you're starting to get hungry. Drinking plenty of water. All of our programs encourage you to drink at least half your body weight in water. So I have a big, one of those big, huge gallon containers, and I figured out what half my body weight is, and I pour from that every day so that I know that I'm meeting the goal. You don't necessarily have to do more than half your body weight in water, but at least half your body weight. That will allow you to kind of flush the fiber out, flush some of the toxins out and all of those things. If you're really hungry, then eat more foods. For gut health, Portion Fix, and To Be Mindset, if you are really hungry, start with adding some veggies and then maybe add additional protein. But you should not be hungry on these plans. If you are, then again, try to eat some more veggies or add an additional protein container or protein to your plated method. If you continue to be hungry, especially on Portion Fix or gut health, then you may need to bump up for a calorie bracket or a container bracket initially. Just talk to me or your coach about that, because we really don't want you to be hungry. The first couple of days, your body may just be getting adjusted. So the first couple of days, you might need an extra veggie or protein, and then you might be able to come back down within your calorie bracket. But track it, because you're not going to know if you're not tracking it. If you are doing a program that's a lot of lifting or a lot more cardio than you're used to, then you're going to be more hungry, and it's okay to have more veggies or protein if you need it to feel satiated. Communicate with your family while you're doing this and ask for their support. Okay. They don't know how to support you if you don't share that. Okay. They don't know how important this is to you if you're not sharing it with them. Communicate with your coaches. Okay. We cannot help you if you guys ghost us and run away. Okay. I know that I think all of us on here are women. Our tendency when life gets hard is to withdraw and try to handle it ourselves. Okay. But what I want you to try to flip the switch is that we are better together. God intended us to be together in community, and God intended us to lean into one another and help one another. Okay. Your coach cannot help you through the bad times and through the struggles if you're not communicating with them. Okay. If you're not talking. And there's nothing wrong with sending a quick message to the group, just, hey, going through a tough time and need some prayers. And you're going to be surprised at all the love and positivity you're going to feel coming your way. But people can't help you if you don't allow them to help. Okay. So don't feel like it's a weakness to ask for prayers or to ask for help. It's a strength. Okay. It is a true strength to get over yourself and ask for help when you need it, even if it's just a prayer. Okay. Please, please, please listen to me on that. Because all of us, every single person on here right now has some tough life challenges right now. Okay. But your coach and our community want to be there to help you, but we can't unless you're communicating. Let me see if somebody say something in the chat. Amen. Thank you, Lita. And ask questions, right? I don't know what you need help with if you're not asking questions. If you don't feel comfortable asking it in the group, then you can send me a private text. But I'm probably going to turn around and encourage you to ask it in the group, because if you have the question, then somebody else probably does too. So, but always feel free to reach out to me privately to ask any questions. Gut Health crew, be sure you're checking your welcome email and your prep emails for the VIP resource folder. So Alex, when Alex did this, we had a specific gut health group, and we had a ton of meal plans. I have 30-day meal plans that I bought and put together. I didn't buy them because I actually helped make them with my best friend Danielle, who's a nutrition guru and another elite coach. But there's 30-day meal plans in that folder. There's other resources in that folder. I can't just share that folder to the whole wellness studio because it has proprietary gut health protocol information in it. But anybody that is part of our gut health protocol that has the welcome email from me, you can forward that email on to your clients, or just send me their email and say, Jen, hey, can you send the gut health email to so-and-so? It's also in every single prep email. It's also in your day one and every other day text check-ins. Okay, so there is not a lack of resources for any of these programs. Okay, but make sure, Gut Health Crew, as you are starting to get more familiar with the food list, get more familiar with the containers, feel free to start using some of those meal plans. All right, where's my little forward button here? Wrong way. Sorry, guys, going the wrong way. All right, drink your Shakeology. Everybody on here, I think, has their Shakeology. And I would highly encourage you to stay on Shakeology as long as you can. Shakeology is, I just did a video that's in both of the prep email series and in the group about just the benefits of Shakeology. I've been with the company for 7 years, and my husband has been an avid Shakeology user for the past 5 years. He drinks it every single day as well. And I will tell you that I was the biggest skeptic when I started drinking Shakeology. I thought it was an overpriced protein shake, but within a week of my husband starting it, he has a lot of gut issues, although I can't get him to do gut health protocol with me yet because he doesn't want to give up his coffee. But he started having a big change with some of his gut health issues, and I did as well. But there's so many great things in Shakeology outside of protein. It is not just a protein shake. So coaches, I would encourage you to dive into some of the training about Shakeology to truly understand everything that's in there. But there's adaptogenic herbs that help us combat stress. And I don't know about you, but who's got some stress in their life, right? It helps with that. It has probiotics and prebiotics that help with your gut. It has digestive enzymes that help with your gut. It has, maca and just all these amazing things that support your health that you are not going to get really anyplace else in your diet unless you're supplementing it. And Beachbody puts it together in this great package that tastes amazing. And if yours does not taste amazing yet, then work with me or your coach to figure out a better recipe, because it should taste amazing and something that you look forward to. And when you fill the gaps in your nutrition like that, then it's going to help with cravings, it's going to help with energy, and it's going to help you eventually lose weight. It is not a weight loss product. It is not a meal replacement unless you fill it with a lot of other things. But it can help you with all of those things. It is whole food. So just for those of you that don't know, Beachbody has 70 different small farms all over the globe that we are supporting and keeping in business so that they can provide us this amazing product of Shakeology. And all of the different ingredients are sustainably sourced. They're brought back to our processing plants as whole foods, ground down, put in a beautiful package like this, and an amazingly tasty form, but it's more bioavailable for you. So even if you were to go out and get all of those 70 superfoods and put them on your plate, your body is not going to absorb them as well as it does being packaged the way that Shakeology is. Okay. And it functions like a vitamin. So it functions like if you take it every day, it's going to help your health. Okay. Just like you would take a vitamin every day, just like I take my Synthroid every day. Same thing with Shakeology. If you get tired of having it as a smoothie, do what I'm doing right now and have it as part of your overnight oats, like protein oats. Make it as a dessert. There's so many desserts out there. We have a whole guide in the wellness studio about making desserts with Shakeology. My sister-in-law, who's one of the top coaches for Beachbody, she doesn't drink her shake. She has it for dessert every night. She makes like chocolate bark or brownie batter or something every single night. Peanut butter chocolate Shakeology cups. It's like a Reese's cup made with Shakeology. So don't feel pigeonholed into a shake. Every day, get creative and check out the resources in the wellness studio. All right, so just some expectations, and then we'll open it up to questions. Just show up in the group for yourself and others, okay? This is so much bigger than just weight loss. This is community. This is women coming together to support one another. This is women empowering other women, and definitely focus on progress over perfection. Nobody's asking you to have the perfect journey. If you're striving for perfection, you're never going to get there. It's just so unattainable, right? But I want you to focus on just doing a little bit better than you did the day before, or just doing a little bit better than you did last week. Just focus on your own progress, and don't compare your progress to mine, to Alex, to anybody else in the group, okay? Your day one is your day one. Your journey is your journey. You compare yourself only to yourself and nobody else, okay? This is my big thing here. Engage in some personal development or mindset growth, okay? My biggest transformation over the past 7 years has not been physical. It has not been nutrition. It has been personal development and mindset. I am a completely different person up here than I was 7 years ago because I work on it every single day. So I am reading a book, I am listening to a book, or I'm listening to a podcast anytime where I have time to do it, because I really want to grow in my knowledge, but I also want to just be the person that God wants me to be, right? And that happens by a lot of different other ways, but also just engaging in personal development, reading something that's really going to help you grow as a person. And there's great suggestions in the group. But every month we're also doing a book together. And this month, I don't have it with me. This month it's by Kendra Hall. It's called Choose Your Story, Change Your Life. Okay. And for those of you that do follow me on social media and you see me talk about the inner mean girl, the little bully that's on your shoulder trying to talk you out of like growing, this is what she's talking about. She's talking about overcoming those inner mean girl stories that we tell ourselves, and how to do that. So we'll be talking more about those on our next couple of mindset and nutrition calls. Track your nutrition, it's data. Track your weight, it's data. Try to, even if you're not following To Be Mindset, watch the To Be Mindset video on emotional eating and your relationship with the scale, okay? For those of you that are in healthcare, that number on the scale is data. It's how we dose medication. It's how we figure out like those sorts of things. Just focus on it as data. The data is telling you if the day before was a good nutrition day or a learning day. Okay. If you lost weight, then let's do some things to repeat what you did to lose weight. If you did not lose weight, then let's look at it and see what we need to tweak. Okay. It's data. Numbers do not define you. They're data. Okay. That is a story that we are telling ourselves in our mind, and I really want you guys to all focus on that. If the scale is a huge trigger, then don't force yourself to do this, but I do want you to start getting used to tracking your nutrition because it's data, and looking occasionally at the scale because it's just data. Okay, you don't know what's working if you're not paying attention to the number. Log your accountability daily. We can't coach you if you aren't sharing. No judgment. There's never any judgment about what you're sharing, what you're eating, what you're doing. Trust, believe, and it's hidden by my little thingy here. Oopsie, where'd it go? I can't read what I wrote there. Trust, believe, and passion for all. I think that's what I meant to say. Hopefully that's what it does say, but I can't see the bottom of it because of the screen share thing. So that's the formal presentation. I'm going to stop sharing here. Look at your faces. Any questions about any of that? Any questions? You guys can open it up and ask any questions about anything. Gut health, your journey, where to find things, coaching. No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. That way we can just keep this short.